Earlier, I spoke with eCapitol News Director Sean Ashley about progress on resolving Oklahoma's budget crisis and what's being done to address issues at the Capitol. So, Sean, where do things stand regarding the budget, or does anybody really know?
Well, at this point, if they know, they're not saying. We heard from Senate President Pro Tem Brian Bingman this week that the Senate is still going over numbers, looking to see how things are balancing out, and sort of talking among themselves in the House and in the Senate. I speak almost daily with Representative Earl Sears, who chairs the House Appropriations and Budget Committee, and he says much the same thing. They're reviewing things and trying to come up with some numbers. The House Minority Leader, Scott Inman, on Thursday, however, was rather critical of both the House and the Senate for having not advanced any measures which might help to balance the budget. He called it, in effect, an abject failure, and he blamed the Republican leadership for that.
I guess there were some ideas that didn't make it to the floor of the House and Senate. Could they still come up?
Yeah, they could. There were a number of proposals to adjust tax credits and tax exemptions, either eliminate them totally or cut them in some way, or perhaps suspend them for a year or two, something they did back in 2010 when the state faced a similar budget situation. Only one of those measures made it across either the House or the Senate floor, a House bill which simply took all the tax credits and exemptions and imposed a 25% reduction. A number have been considered in the Senate Finance Committee. Those were not brought to the floor and didn't pass. However, on Tuesday, I spoke with Senate Finance Committee Chairman Mike Mazzei, who said that those issues are still being talked about. As you may know, a couple of years ago, they bifurcated the budget process from the other bills process. So what you have are budget bills like the recent rainy day fund appropriations that are filed separately. They could refile those tax credit measures and run them through the joint committees on appropriations and budget and consider them that way before the session ends in May.
Wow, complicated.
It can
And what
be.
can we expect in the next few weeks?
Well, some of that complicated discussion will continue, both about the numbers themselves and then exactly how they're going to present the budget. Senator Bingman warned us that over the course of the next several weeks leading to the end of the legislative session, we might see several versions of a proposed budget, several versions of a general appropriations bill before everything is set in stone. In the meantime, the rest of the bills are going to be heading through committee and then back to the House and the Senate floor.
Okay. Sean Ashley, eCapitol News Director, thanks so much as always.
You're very welcome.